Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to discuss the passing of Barbara Walters. She died at 93 years old. She passed away peacefully in her sleep. She was a huge media icon as she was the first female news anchor on a nationally syndicated news program. She was also the creator of the Emmy Award winning show The View, and she has done amazing things in television throughout her career. So, one person who really discussed how Barbara opened doors and inspired her was Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah is a huge media icon in and of herself, right? But she says that in 1988, while she was auditioning for her first show, she says that she had studied Barbara and was trying to imitate her mannerisms for her own TV audition, her first job. She said that when Barbara looked up, she looked up. When Barbara would look down, she would look down. And of course, Barbara told her, she was just looking at her cue cards. But Oprah, of course, got the job and she went on to be highly successful in her own right. And this is the tribute that she writes about Barbara Walters. She says, "Without Barbara Walters, there wouldn't have been me, nor any other woman you see on evening, morning, or daily news. She was indeed a trailblazer. I did my very first television audition with her in mind the whole time. Grateful that she was such a powerful and gracious role model, grateful to have known her, grateful to have followed in her light." And after Barbara's passing, so many people, of course, wrote tributes to her. I mean, she's interviewed everyone from Donald Trump and, many presidents throughout her career to Monica Lewinsky, those people who are famous as well as infamous. And Monica talked about how gracious Barbara Walters was to her. I remember she was really known for being so candid and blunt in a way that I feel like a lot of news anchors weren't given the space or the room to do so. And that's just a testament to the longevity of her career, right? I mean, she's really paid her dues. And she, one thing I remember specifically that I remember her for was her interview with the Kardashians. And she told them, I mean, basically to their face, that they had no talent. She was like, you don't sing, you don't act, you don't this, you don't that. She's like, you don't have any talent. And what I will say is that the Kardashians do have a talent in regards to keeping people's attention via social media, and that Instagram currency, that's huge. But again, that was kind of out of Barbara's, you know, time, I guess. That wasn't really her lane. She came up in the era of network television versus social media, but that was something I'll always remember her for. But yeah, I mean, she came up in a time where it was really tough to be. She was the first female news anchor, and anyone who breaks any kind of glass ceiling has a really tough time doing so because, of course, people don't like change. That goes against human nature. And I remember people were saying that the gentleman that she worked with, he gave her a really hard time because he felt emasculated just because he had a female co-anchor, which again, people are still battling against some people's misogynistic ideals to this day. So Barbara was definitely a pioneer in her own right, and of course creating The View, which was a huge show that's still to this day winning awards. I mean, and it's given people platforms, everyone from, you know, um, Elizabeth Hasselbeck is one of them. She's a Republican. And Sherry Shepherd, she got her first, I guess, TV gig, which now she owns. She has her own show. She took over for Wendy Williams, so that's amazing. And then, of course, there's people that were famous before coming on The View, but are still there now, like Whoopi Goldberg. Rosie O'Donnell was on The View for a while. Raven Simone, she was famous as a child actor, but she was on The View, Candace View from Full House. She was also on The View. So many women have come and gone. And Lisa Ling came back and just said, she started out there when she was 25 years old. And being an Asian American, she really was just really grateful for the opportunity, because there's not, still to this day in 2023, there's still not a lot of Asian representation on network television. So that was really big. But yeah, I mean, one of the iconic moments I remember from The View was Star Jones quitting live on TV. I mean, that show, for it to be live, I remember when Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg got up and walked out, and because some, Islamophobic comments were made, but and Rosie O'Donnell and Elizabeth Hasselbeck were arguing back and forth regarding their relationship. They've had some really explosive moments on that show. Beyonce was dancing at like 10 in the morning. She killed it early in the morning. That show is really, really, still to this day, I think, a media staple, and it's won countless Emmys. But it was designed, Barbara said, to give a voice to so many different perspectives and views, specifically for women. And of course, that's their target demographic. And it's done so because, and I love that. I love that idea that you can learn a lot from someone who is not in an echo chamber, right? Like, she has Republicans on there, she has Democrats on there, she has, people from just all different types of thinking and being raised differently, socioeconomic statuses, races, genders, ethnicities, religions. It crosses the spectrum. And I feel like that's so important because that is representative of America. So definitely kudos to Barbara for creating that show. And I really wanted to point out that Anne Frank, Martin Luther King Jr., and Barbara Walters were all born in the same year. She was the only one that made it to old age. And thinking about how history is so, it's not as far away as we might think, right? Like, Martin Luther King, if he were still alive, he would have been the same age. And Anne Frank, they would have been the same age. They're all the same age. And so we really lost two powerhouses with MLK and Anne Frank leaving us so soon. But yeah, history is a lot closer than we may think. So the fact that she was able to be the first woman on network television, and just how far that we've come, just in her own lifetime, that, YouTube, I'm sitting here making a video about her life, but I have the opportunity to talk to people all over the world. And it's just like, wow, it's amazing, that she was one of the pioneers in media, and just to see how far it's come, it's amazing. So yeah, she's definitely an icon. It's going to be missed. Here's a quote here on Good Morning America. She says, "People ask me very often, what is your legacy? And it's not the interviews with presidents or heads of state, nor celebrities. If I have a legacy, and I've said this before, and I mean it so sincerely, I hope that I played a small role in paving the way for so many of you fabulous women. And Barbara Walters, you did just that. And so I tip my hat to you and every single woman that came after you. But thank you for opening that door." And yeah, I mean, media communications, it's so important. And I'm so grateful to be a part of that world, even with my own small YouTube channel. But I love it. I love the fact that we can all communicate, interact, and, The View, again, it still touches people to this day. So her legacy will live on for a very long time. So please drop down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite Barbara Walters interview was, or if you guys still watch The View, and how she has touched you, or how she has left her footprint of legacy in your life. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, which I'm hoping to be my legacy. And I will talk with you lovely people later. Take care. Bye.